Good afternoon, my impatiens. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. I am live and I'm ready to perform for all of you. How are you doing? How are you doing? So I'm sharing this on social media. So you could join and engage with me. I'm sharing this so you can join. Okay, so I'm going to go over my artwork that I created yesterday in my art class. I'm going to start off with this one, obviously. Um, I say, help me, I'm drowning in the ocean. Death is coming. Save me. And then I quote the Jack's Mannequin song, Swim. I said, swim when it hurts. Keep my head above like Andrew McMahon. Obviously, I would say this is a metaphor for my running years. Just keep on swimming, keep on running. Even when it hurts, even when there doesn't seem to be any end in sight, just keep on swimming. Keep on fighting. It's going to get better. Just keep on swimming like Andrew McMahon. The next one, this one's called Adam Levine. You see a troubled young girl. I don't know if this would be somebody I used to know or a member of my family or a member of my step family. But Adam Levine says to the troubled young girl, I know how much you've suffered, but you will be loved. And she's like, oh my God, this is a dream come true. She's living a life of luxury with Adam Levine. But obviously, look at her expression. She looks meek in nature. She looks frightened. The life of luxury is obviously new to her, while Adam Levine looks a lot more confident. It looks like he's been living a life of luxury for a lot longer. At least that's how I interpret this one. Adam Levine has been having the time of his life for a lot longer. Okay. And that's enough of that one. And then I'm going to go to this one that I created a few months ago. So this is my 2019 daydream. I see Adam Levine in New York City. And I go up to him and I say, Maroon 5 is the greatest. And he says, wow, man, nice shoes. And I say to him, thanks, they're Adidas Superstar sneakers. I love She Will Be Loved. But he doesn't listen to me, or he doesn't even hear me. He's not concerned about his song, The Maroon 5. He's more concerned about buying my amazing Adidas sneakers. And I tell him my shoes are the only thing I have going for me. My sneakers are the only thing of value. You cannot buy my awesome shoes. This was my 2019 daydream. Yes, Adam Levine has money. Yes, Adam Levine is living the time of his life. But, he's fascinated with my shoes. I thought about, obviously, maybe I sell my Adidas shoes to him and he presents it to the troubled woman as a gift. That was the next artwork I could do. Like, he buys my Adidas shoes and Adam gives the troubled girl, he's like, oh, here are shoes. That's really like a fetish of mine. I like the Adidas shoes on women. I don't know. That's a theory. Or maybe I could just drop this, and end this one. But okay, so that's the artwork I created, and obviously the artwork is ongoing. The artwork shall continue. Erie says, you're done. What does that even mean, Erie? What do you mean by I'm done? What do you mean by I'm done? Okay, I'll share with you a photograph I took on January 31st, 2026. This is a photograph of me lying in bed late at night. I think it's after midnight. So I snapped a photograph of myself lying in bed. And Erie does the vomiting emoji. She says, this is a disgusting photograph. This is a gross photograph. If you say so, if you say so. Anonymous says, this is a weird photograph. Okay, fair enough. I guess it is a little weird in nature, but it's a photograph nonetheless. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. So I hear my stepfather working outside there. I think he works outside there to intentionally annoy me and terrorize me. I don't know. Why is he always working outside my bedroom? I feel like he's doing it to annoy me, to intimidate me, to terrorize me. I don't know. Try not to worry. I mean, I mean, like just leave me alone. You know what I mean? Like, what is he doing? I don't know. Maybe he really is doing yard work out there. Maybe he really is genuinely doing something and has some sort of goal he's accomplishing. Maybe, but I think he's doing it to scare me and to intimidate me and to bully me. I don't know. That's just my theory. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he really isn't doing it to scare me. Maybe he really is working hard out there on God knows what. Maybe he's chopping up ice. Hey, let it be. How you doing? How art thou? So I got a foot doctor appointment at 1:30, so I shall be leaving in like 15 minutes. I'm going to get my toe checked out. I think when I run on the treadmill, one of my toes constantly hits the top of my shoe. And, last year it was really bruised and damaged. This year, it's a little bit better, but I'm going to still get it checked out. They scanned my foot last year and I didn't have toe cancer. But, maybe this year, I'll see what he thinks. I want to get it checked out because it does kind of hurt. I do a lot of walking and running, and somebody says, "Does toe cancer even exist?" Actually, you can. I know Bob Marley died of foot cancer. You usually see a line in your toe. Yeah, you can get it. You can get it. Bob Marley actually passed away from it. You can actually die of toe cancer, believe it or not. So. And usually runners and walkers and people who do a lot of physical activity with bad shoes or barefoot usually get it. So, or at least I'm assuming. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, Lenape says, well, I never heard of that. When I mentioned to my father, obviously my fear of toe cancer, he said, obviously Bob Marley, wasn't really concerned about his health. He wasn't really paying attention to his health. And he neglected to go to the doctor. You're going to the doctor. You just went to one last year. You got your toe scanned. So try not to worry. Try not to be a hypochondriac. Maybe you're okay. Yeah, Bob Marley literally died of toe cancer. That's. I think that's a fact. I think that's a fact. I think that's literally a fact. I don't know. Yeah, somebody asks, do you think loud noises are what gets you uncomfortable? I don't know. Somebody says you would think they could just amputate the toe. Yeah, I think in some cases, if you get toe cancer, they can amputate the toe. But I think he neglected to go to the doctor, and it went on for a long time. And obviously, if you neglect to take care of cancer, it will turn fatal and kill you because cancer kills you. So that's something to keep in mind. Somebody says, no need anymore. Chemotherapy is very effective. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I was talking to somebody and they said not only is the diagnosis, knowing you have something life threatening like cancer, soul crushing and devastating, but also the treatment, going to chemo, having to take the medications, that's devastating and soul crushing. Not only it's just a real, everything about it is just devastating. Nobody wants cancer for the obvious reasons. So he says that's right. Cancer not only is bad because it could kill you, it also the treatment is not good either. So yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully someday we can eradicate and heal it or something, or find better treatment. I don't know. Let it be says, relax though. You don't have cancer. You will be fine. Yes, as of this moment, I am not diagnosed with any form of cancer, which is good. I got a physical. My blood work is fine. I got a brain scan. I got an MRI and an MRA. I didn't get brain cancer. I went to the dermatologist. I don't have skin cancer. I'm going to go to the foot doctor. I don't think I'm going to get toe cancer diagnosis, and so on, So as of right now, I don't think I have cancer. I think my diet has been horrible. I think I've been high stress, and I think I'm high risk for developing cancer. But as of right now, I do not have it. Let it be seems to feel they have a cure, but obviously it's a ruthless business and it makes a lot of money. That's her opinion. Yeah, I think a lot of people have that opinion that they have the cure for cancer and everything else, but obviously there's a lot of money to be made in cancer treatment. So like these politicians and these millionaires and billionaires, if they have a lot of money and power, they can cure themselves of cancer. I mean, that's a theory a lot of people have. I know Joe Biden, the former president of the United States of America, got a cancer diagnosis recently. You would think he would be in like the know. So if if the cure for cancer really existed, why would Joe Biden be getting cancer? You would think he would not. Yeah. Anonymous says yes. Somebody says it's not that simple. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, you would think if the cure for cancer existed, they would give it to Joe Biden and he would not come down with cancer. That's just my take. Somebody says some forms of cancer are curable. Yeah, that's a good point. Somebody says some forms of cancer are very curable, but not all. Not all. Some forms are very invasive and they spread very fast and they kill you very fast. Yes, that is true. That is true, guys. Anonymous says prostate cancer is not necessarily a death sentence. People can live for years with that. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully, obviously, as a lot of you know, my father has a prostate cancer diagnosis. Hopefully, he can get it into remission and live for many years to come. That's my hope. Okay, let's take hypothetically speaking. Let's say my stepfather is indeed working outside my bedroom to terrorize and bully me. Let's say he is doing that. Like why? Why would he do that? Like why would he work outside my bedroom just to scare me and bully me? He probably is working on the snow and ice. He probably isn't just making loud noises outside my bedroom to scare me. Somebody says he's not a peeper or a sadist or I mean, he probably is working out there. I mean, it feels like every day he's working outside of my fucking bedroom, but he probably is genuinely working out there. It would be like if I went outside his room and started working out there with a shovel. It's like, why? Like what would the point of that be? Unless he just wants to bully and scare me and piss me off. Like, why would he do that? But I kind of want him to just get out of here. It's like get away. Leave the ice outside my apartment. Somebody says your stepfather's a troll. Is he a lurker? Um, I don't know. I feel like he does do things like yelling at the dog, for example. I feel like he does that sadistically to bully me, even though he's not yelling at me. He's doing it to scare me. I believe this. I believe this. I believe he has sadistic intentions. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he really is genuinely working out there, but he does it every day. I think he's sadistically doing it. Honestly, I honestly think he's sadistically doing it. To be honest with you, I mean, there's nothing to even work on, to my knowledge. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing out there. It's just like he's just working outside my apartment to scare me, basically. I don't even know what he's doing out there. What is there to even work on? Pretty soon he's going to get out like a buzz saw and start sawing wood. It's like, what are you even working on? What are you even working on? Somebody says, go out there and ask him if he needs help. Then you can see. I tend to avoid him these days. Yeah, I tend to avoid him these days. But like, obviously, when he's working outside your apartment, it's hard. He's working in the garage right now. I guess he's doing something in the garage, which is right next door to my apartment. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, I want to like scream, just get away from me. Leave me alone. Stop terrorizing and bullying me. But maybe he's not. Maybe he's not, I don't know. Maybe he's not. Maybe the loud noises and I don't know. Who knows? Somebody says he probably wishes. No, I think we all kind of want to end. Obviously, I don't want to be dependent on my mother and I guess stepfather. That they want me independent, and I want to be out of here too. It's hostile dependency. Nobody's really happy about the household and living arrangement, but unfortunately, I don't have the money to be independent. So yeah, it's a fair point. They probably want me gone. I want to be gone, but I don't have money. So I'm staying here for right now. Hopefully someday I can make money and get independent. But that's just the reality of the living situation. I have less than $1,000 to my name. Somebody says, Andrew, do you have a job? No, I do not have a job at the moment. Let It Be says he loves Andrew, but doesn't know how to communicate with him. Obviously, ideally, I'd want to think my mother, father, and even stepfather loved me and cared for me. I'd want to think that in the end, it would certainly make the household, more pleasant if everybody got along harmoniously and loved one another. But sometimes I suspect there was nefarious and malevolent intent. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope everybody loves each other and cares for each other, because that would certainly make a better living environment for everybody. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, guys? We got TB in the house. TB says, hello, my impatience and Andrew. Hello, TB. Hello. Hello. I don't know. Something popped up on my screen and I can't. Oh, there we go. It's off. Yeah, I hate these pop-ups. I get pop-ups on my screen. It's like, why is this? So just how is everybody's mental health today? I guess okay. I guess okay overall. I'm chipper. I'm happy. I'm lovey-dovey, Andrew, for the most part. My stepfather on my nerves, but I'm not like that bad today. I'm actually doing pretty good. So I would say pretty good today. Pretty good. I'm having a pretty good day. We got Dante in the house. We haven't seen Dante in a while. I'm getting rid of Giant Bic Lighter. His first comment back, he gets thrown. He says, "What's up? Is Andrew still pathetic? Adios, Giant Bic Lighter. You're gone." First comment back, you're banned. I unbanned everybody, and he can't even go one sentence without trying to bully me. I don't get people who come into live streams or just in general who come places just to say nasty comments to people. Like what's the deal with that? Why say nasty things to people? It's just why not be positive and encouraging? Like, why do you have to come in someplace just to say something nasty to somebody? It really doesn't make any sense. You know? Yeah, I mean, like, even if you don't like somebody, just don't go into their live stream. Like, why is he coming in here saying Andrew's still pathetic? Just to say that. Like, what is that? Like be gone. Like, what is that? Like, why are you coming in here just to say something nasty? Somebody says, "What is your mother's plan to get you independent?" Well, I think independent housing would be a good thing. For the obvious reasons, because obviously, So I think that's something to look into. But I need, my physical from my doctor, and I need a letter from my psychiatrist, and I don't know what else I need, but those are two big important things. Somebody says, any plans for Valentine's? I don't think so. I don't think I'm dating, my art class friends that were very good friends. So, no, as of this moment, I don't have a Valentine. Maybe my mother will be my Valentine. Who knows? Or I don't want, I don't, yeah, I'm kind of hesitant to date my art class friends. I don't know. Because I like them. Somebody says, maybe you could take your mother to lunch. I like my art class friends, and I think the feeling is mutual. I think they like me too. However, they're looking for a serious relationship, and I don't know if I see myself being with them long term. So I like them though as friends. Genuinely like them. So let's just keep letting things develop slowly. And I don't want to like give them the wrong impression and let them think. Obviously, I see a future of us getting married and starting a family, and I don't. If I don't, I don't want to. I don't want to let somebody think that if I have no intention of that. And I do like them a lot, though. And maybe in time that might change. So he says, "Why are you hesitant?" I don't know. Like I said, I like them. We get along well. But I feel like we're kind of too similar in a lot of ways. We're almost, obviously, I think, obviously for a relationship to work, people need to contrast each other. Like if somebody's kind of like a man child who doesn't function independently, they need somebody who will, kind of like make them act independently and motivate them. I don't know. If two people, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? This is just my opinion. Somebody says you scupper every opportunity. Maybe I should. Maybe I should go all in and stop overthinking it, and just really go all in with this relation, with this friendship. Maybe you're right, TP. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Somebody says I think you should go to a nice lunch with her. Why not? It's just a day. Maybe you're right. Let it be. I definitely like her. I definitely like both of my art class friends. I just don't know if it's a forever friendship or relationship. I just don't know if it's a forever friendship or relationship. I like them both. Somebody says everything does not have to be a forever relationship. Just deal with that in time. Somebody says even a lot of marriages aren't forever relationships. Fair point. Fair point. TV says nothing lasts forever, not even life. That's why your mother is trying to get her affairs in order and trying to get you independent. That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, it's very true. La, 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 la. Should I get some alcohol today or abstain from it? I'm starting to put on some weight, unfortunately, so maybe I should abstain from it. You know, alcohol obviously packs on the pounds. Somebody says, should you? Somebody says, what kind of alcohol would you get? I would probably get Coors Light. Somebody says, alcohol definitely makes you gain weight. Yeah, I don't know what's making me gain weight. I put on a lot of weight recently, and I think it's either the waffles with syrup, because syrup has a lot of sugar in it, or the alcohol, or both. I don't drink alcohol every day, maybe just once or twice a week, but still, I noticed an increase in weight, which is no good. So it says carbs make you gain weight. Somebody says, somebody says, are you still going to the gym? Yes, I'm still going to the gym. I'm still running and walking. So that's good. But I kind of got a little bit of a food belly, or maybe literally a beer belly now. And, you know, I got to really slim down that beer belly, you know. Somebody says, you know, cut the pasta. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a nutritionist. I don't have all the nutritional, you know, information, but you know, somebody says beer is especially fattening. Yeah, maybe I should abstain from beer just because I'm starting to put on some weight. Somebody says worry less about your body and worry more about your housing and girlfriend situation. Yeah, that's a good point. Anonymous says eat more fruits and vegetables. Yes, fruits and vegetables typically are healthy. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Jay asks, what's your favorite movie? I don't know, maybe The Shawshank Redemption with Andy Dufresne and Morgan Freeman or Red, or maybe The Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars, or maybe The Fugitive with Harrison Ford, or I don't know. I like the movie Office Space. That's a good comedy, and Dumb and Dumber is pretty funny with Jim Carrey. So he says, what about Space Jam? No way. No way, man. I don't think Space Jam was that great. Cody says, great choices, great choices. Thank you. Let It Be says, The Fugitive is great. Yeah, that's a great movie. That's a great movie. Everybody thinks, you know, Harrison Ford, I don't know the character's name, but is guilty of murder. And Tommy Lee Jones, obviously, is out to get him. But it turns out he was framed for murder. He did not kill his wife. And it was a good movie. It was a good movie. So he says, I've never seen that one. I recommend it. Yeah, check out The Fugitive with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones. Good movie. Good movie. Yeah. Yeah. Harrison Ford is wanted for murder. He did not kill but he claims he did not kill his wife. The Man with One Arm did. And, you know, check it out from there. You know, and you'll see what happens. You'll see the story develop. And you want me to spoil it for you? Or are you going to watch it? It's a good movie, though. The Man with One Arm killed his wife, not him. So he says, what's your favorite TV series? Well, obviously, as I talk about with my art class friends, we're big fans of Seinfeld. I like The Simpsons. I liked, I watched Breaking Bad. I watched Lost. What else did I watch? I watched a lot of wrestling, you know, growing up in my childhood. You know, obviously we talked about in our childhood, we watched Doug and the Rugrats on Nickelodeon. You know, obviously, Let It Be says, I love the show 2.5 Men. Yeah, 2.5 Men has funny moments, that's for sure. Charlie Sheen was probably, you know, the highlight of the show. Obviously, when he left, the show went downhill, I think. So he says, did you watch Better Call Saul? I watched the first season of Better Call Saul, but then, you know, obviously, I didn't watch following seasons, which is a shame because I heard the show got even better, and I heard the show was actually legitimately good. I thought it was just going to be like a cheap Breaking Bad knockoff, and it just turned out to be a good show, apparently. So, Mrs., what's your favorite childhood TV show? I would say something like The Simpsons. I used to watch a lot of the crime shows like America's Most Wanted, Cops, Forensic Files, and Get Scared. Um, I liked South Park. South Park was a good show. Family Guy, Beavis, I guess Beavis and Butthead, you know. Um, so he says, what do you think about Skylar in Breaking Bad? Yeah, a lot of people wasn't a villain technically on paper. A lot of people thought she was annoying and a bitch, and she annoyed everybody. Even though Heisenberg or Walter White was the villain, obviously, he was the main protagonist, but he was also the villain. A lot of people, kind of sympathized with him because his wife was so annoying, Somebody says, "What's your favorite Nickelodeon TV series?" I mean, obviously, I liked Rugrats. I liked Doug. What else did I like? I mean, those two are pretty good. I used to watch them. But on that note, I'm gonna. Somebody says The Sopranos was good. I saw a lot of The Sopranos episodes. I saw, I didn't see every episode. Maybe I should watch it from start to finish. But obviously, the show is very critically acclaimed. It's known as being one of the best shows in TV history. I mean, so yeah, and I saw a few episodes. I saw the finale. I'm familiar with the show, but I haven't seen the whole thing in its entirety. So he says, "Do an hour. You're on a roll." Yeah, I probably should do an hour, but unfortunately, I got the foot doctor at 1:30, so I gotta like peace out in 3 minutes. So he says, "What's your favorite Nickelodeon movie?" I don't think I have one. I mean, I like the Pokemon movie when I was younger. With Ash Ketchum and Mew versus Mewtwo, and Ash turned to stone, and Pikachu was like Pika Pika. I don't know. That was a childhood movie, obviously. So he says, "Where is the doctor? Is he far?" No, he's not very far. He's very close, but still, I got to make sure I get there on time. So he says, "Did you watch?" Oh, I saw the Keenan and Kel movie with Good Burger. I think the character's name is Ed. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Interestingly enough, the guy did kind of a resurgence of that character in, I guess, around 2017. And Barry Trotz was the coach of the New York Islanders. He was also the coach of the Stanley Cup winning Washington Capitals. And he was accepting some award, but I guess because the NHL wants to make the show seem hip and cool, they had the guy from Good Burger there. And he just randomly handed, Barry Trotz one of his prop burgers. And Barry Trotz is like, all right, sure, why not? I'll take the burger. And he's holding the burger. And they give him the award. And for some reason, he wants to be polite. So he never puts the burger down. So while he's accepting this prestigious NHL award, he's holding like the Good Burger, which is obviously buffoonish in nature. And they would play it on the TV like, oh, look at Barry Trotz accepting the award, and he's holding the Good Burger. So that was kind of comical in nature. This was many years later. Yeah, he was like an idiotic fast food worker. Like, I don't know, I'm an incompetent fast food worker. That was basically that was basically what the shtick of the movie was. So he says, "Who wouldn't want to meet Kel?" I don't know what he's like in real life. Obviously, maybe he's a jerk in real life, but his character, on TV, seems chill and fun. I mean, that's certainly how he portrays himself. Maybe behind, closed doors, he's screaming at waiters like, "Yo, give me my meal." I don't know. I don't know what he's like behind closed doors, but his character in the movie seems cool. All right, guys. I got to get going. Adios, amigos and amigas. Peace out.